everyone, how are we doing? Just waiting for a couple of people to come on. I'm just going to adjust this. There we go, that's a bit better. All right, so today what we're going to talk about is if you're super low in energy and motivation and you're wondering how are you supposed to take the action required to fix your energy and motivation levels when everything that's suggested to you requires energy and motivation. So for example, like exercising or cooking nutritious meals, it's like a catch-22 because you're super low in energy, you've got no motivation. So how are you supposed to go out and exercise, and how are you supposed to cook good meals when you're exhausted and you're tired? So in the next 10 minutes or so, I am going to talk to you about what you can do to make the shift from having that low energy and no motivation to stepping into a space where you've actually got that energy. So hey everyone, my name is Maria. It's so good to see you. Well done on watching the videos in the group and posting comments and supporting the rest of the ladies in the communities, and those of you that message me for support. Way to go. I have lots of chats in the private messages, and if you haven't had a chat with me there, come on in there and say hello. All right, so we're talking about low energy and motivation and how to get out of that cycle. Now, I'm going to share with you my 2 best ways to get out of that trap. All right. And by the way, thank you all for responding to my emails. It's wonderful to hear from so many of you. A lot of you tell me that your biggest struggle is the low energy and low motivation. So that's why I'm talking about this today. And a lot of you mentioned time as well. That's another really big one, and we'll address that one next week. So I just want you to know that you're not alone when it comes to being in this trap of having the low energy and the no motivation and then not being able to stack up on that. Okay, so I hope you understand that. All right, so am I right in saying that most of you know what to do, you just don't have the energy and motivation to do it? Can you write number 1 in the comments if you're like, yeah, I do know what to do, Maria, I just don't have the energy and the motivation and a lot of the times the time to do this because you're too tired? If that's you, just type 1 in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, type 2 in the comments. So I know. So let me explain something first. Energy and motivation feed off themselves, and so does tiredness and fatigue. So what I mean is, the more energy we have, the more we're able to do the things that give us more energy. So if we have loads of energy, then we can go hike a mountain and feel amazing. If we have loads of energy, then we can go and cook a massive, nutritious meal and chop all the veggies and do loads of meal prep for the week and make our overnight oats. We can do all that stuff because we have the energy. So when we're motivated, we get results. So we do more of that. So motivation and energy feeds off itself, and so does tiredness and fatigue. So the more tired we are, the more we do things that make us more tired. So for example, you're exhausted, so you reach for like some chocolate or some coffee or some wine. You're exhausted, so you have a nap on the couch and you wake up feeling worse. You're exhausted, so you can't go exercising because you're too tired. So when we're tired and we're fatigued, we do more of what makes us tired and fatigued. And when we've got energy and motivation, we then have the tools to go away and have more energy and motivation. So you can see how it's like a seesaw. Does that make sense? Type yes in the comments if that makes sense. So let me paint a picture for you girls, okay? So this is an example. Now I'm going worst case scenario here, like of the girl that has the no energy and the no motivation. So the alarm goes off, you press snooze because you're exhausted. You get up late, you've no time to do your hair or have breakfast. So you're just straight out the door, you grab a muffin and a juice at the coffee shop on the way to work. Now, your food choice means that your blood sugar, drops by 10 a.m. and you need a coffee. Your ability to focus at work is challenged because you're tired. So you end up eating at your desk because you have so much work to do and you got to get through it. And when you get home, you're too tired to tidy the house, and the house is messy and it pisses you off, so you order takeaway. You find yourself snapping at your husband because you're exhausted, you're tired, you're unnourished, probably dehydrated, you're bloated, you're irritable, and you're way too tired to do anything like go for a run. So you have a glass of wine because you friggin' deserve it, because you've had a tough day, and you stay up late watching Netflix just to bring some joy back into your goddamn day. And then you go to bed and you wake up tired and you press the snooze button and repeat. Okay, so this is an example of how having no energy and no motivation stacks up on top of you. So it's really hard for you to get out of that cycle on your own, because it's kind of like money. So, you know, if you have $0 or €0 and I tell you to go away and make €1,000 or $1,000 and you have zero to start off with, that's friggin' hard, really hard. Okay, because you're starting off with nothing. Whereas if I give you €100 or $100 and told you to make 1,000, then you could be like, okay, you know, I'll buy some window cleaner stuff and I'll go clean people's windows. Okay, you've got a bit to work with. Okay, so like when you're down on the energy and the tiredness, it's so hard to get out of that. It's such a trapping feeling. So let's stay with me now, because I'm going to tell you what you can do to change your focus, which is part of getting out of the trap where, you know, having no energy feeds into that no motivation. All right, so if you're watching live, type a 1, and if you're watching the replay, type 2 in the comments. So let's have fun and look at the high energy motivation version. So, you know, this girl, she wakes up early, she has a shower, you know, she does her makeup, she gets dressed in a really smart outfit, she looks in the mirror, she feels good about herself, she has a nice nourishing breakfast, she's got time to pack a nutritious lunch, she kisses her partner goodbye, goes out to work, drinks water at her desk, she has the energy to go for a circuit class after work, she bounces through the door, she's able to quickly tidy the house, she puts on dinner for the kids, she's rolling around the floor with the kids, helping them with their homework, and she's just full of joy. Energy feeds into more energy. Now, that's another extreme case. So I've got extreme cases in the two. Realistically, we're probably going to be somewhere just up from the middle. So energy feeds into more energy and tiredness feeds into more tiredness. Now, I hear you. It's really scary to be stuck in that tiredness trap, and it's next to impossible to pull yourself out on your own, because when you're tired and have no motivation, you can't do the friggin' things that you need to do. So remember, I told you at the start of the video that I would help you shift out of the no energy and no motivation trap. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you now. 2 things need to happen. All right. You may in the past have tried to make these big transformations in your life that overhaul everything you do. Now run, girls, run from these programs that offer you the moon and the stars. Okay, that offer you massive, dramatic transformations in short amount of time. Okay, they're what we call not sustainable. All right, they're not sustainable. I actually hate the word transformation, you know, because it's like you don't need to be transformed. There's plenty about you that's amazing. We just need to adapt and change a couple of things. All right, we don't need to transform you. Okay, we just need to improve certain aspects of your life. Now, you might have tried big transformations like that in the past, but this is what we want to stop, okay? We want to actually move towards small, steady changes. So when I shared to you those 2 stories of those 2 girls, the girls that had all the energy and motivation and the girl that was exhausted and just wrecked, you cannot be this girl overnight, okay? And when we try and do that, so like I'll have clients coming to me, it's hailing rain here, so if you're hearing a smashing sound in the background, it's just the weather. So when you try and go from here to here, it's just not going to work, and if it does work, it's not going to be sustainable. All right, so what you want to do is you want to just pick 1 or 2 things. So like maybe the drinking the water. Okay, so what we'll do, and this is what I do in the Energy Booster Success System, I ease you into gradual small changes, and I'll feed you and drip feed you until you're actually at the stage where you're ready and you've got the capacity to take on more. So when you start drinking more water, you're suddenly hydrated. So then you've got that little bit more energy to do something else, like perhaps making yourself a proper breakfast in the morning. So the first tip that I'm giving you is to start off with small, steady, easy steps. Do not go from here to here. Okay, it's going to be too hard. You're going to fail. You're going to feel like a failure, and then you're going to beat yourself up about it. Okay, now I said I was going to give you 2 tips. The second tip is to get help. All right, it's proven in this world that if we get help, we will move through a stuck area so much faster. You need to get help from somebody who can give you that support and that accountability, and who has the experience and the knowledge to get you out of this. Now, the Energy Booster Success System does exactly that. That is my signature program that is designed to increase women's energy that are feeling exhausted. And women will come to me at that stage where they're like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. And like I said before, a lot of us know what to do. We just haven't got the energy or the motivation to do it. So it's about slowly filling that energy cup up until, before you know it, I'm working with a client at the moment, and when she started out, she was quite similar to that girl I talked about. Like, she was just running on empty all the time. And she's now doing 2 circuit classes a week. She has started reading a lot more. She is meal prepping for the week. She's got meal plans in place. All these kind of things that she'd always dreamed of doing. She goes for hikes with her kids at the weekend. She's bought a bicycle, a push bike, and she would never even have visualized that a couple of months back because her energy was at empty. So it's just about bringing the energy in slowly and making those small changes, because when we have a small bit of energy, that feeds more energy and more and more and more until we fill that energy and motivation cup up. But when we're exhausted and we're tired, our actions are automatically to do things that make us more exhausted and tired, like snoozing, going for a nap, eating high sugar foods, not doing exercises. So I hope that makes sense to you today, girls, and how you can be stuck in that trap of being exhausted and tired. And the 2 things you need to get out of it is you need to get some help, okay, from somebody who knows what to do, all right? And the second thing is you need to make small changes. All right, so if that's been helpful, type helpful in the comments. And if you have any other questions or anything like that, type them in the comments as well. Lovely to talk to you all. Bye.